Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome to I'm not going to say it's a quick video log, because I know by no means this isn't going to be a quick video log, because I got lots of stuff to say and a short time to get through it. So, let's get started off with what's going on right now. As you guys know, I got in and started moving into my new apartment, and I've already done my first week of school and everything's going great. Going to my classes and learning new stuff and all that good, all that jazz. Also, I've been meeting up with a lot of friends that I haven't talked to over the summer and hanging out with them, and that's been cool. So, I always think that I'm gonna get way more videos out than I actually do. I always have this idea in my head that I'm gonna get tons and tons and tons of videos out, and it never pans out that way. But in terms of videos, I've been working hard on just about finishing that StarCraft Let's Play. I want to get it done before Civ 5 comes out. I know I've said this at least a couple times before, but when Civ 5 comes out, I'm going to be covering that game in some way, shape, or form. Definitely a Let's Play, maybe a review, who knows, but I'm definitely going to be all over that game when it comes out. Hugely excited for Civ 5. And I want to get, StarCraft done before it comes out. I'm pretty sure it comes out at the end of the month. So, I'm definitely in tow to get StarCraft done, because I'm on, the last 2 missions. And, it's like I'm on Mafia for a little bit. Still don't know where to go with that Let's Play. I officially put it on hiatus, because YouTube kind of gave me a warning. They said, we don't want you to put this game on your channel. This is your official warning. Don't do it again kind of deal. And I'm like, okay, this is not worth getting my channel suspended over. But a fan did give me a suggestion that I should create a new channel just for the Mafia Let's Play, so if it gets blocked or suspended or whatever, it's not going to be a big loss. So it's not much of a risk putting a Let's Play on that channel. And I thought that was a good idea. I just haven't gotten around to creating a new channel and then updating videos for it, because that's a lot of work. But I would make a new channel just for the Mafia Let's Play, and then it would link to my regular channel. My regular channel would link to it. So, who knows? I don't know how much, hype there is still for that game, like how many people want it. And I was really looking forward to that Let's Play. I really thought it was going to be a lot of fun. But, things don't always pan out the way you think they would. But if there's still a lot of clamor for that game, I will go down that route, and I will make a new channel and start posting, new videos for there. And lastly, at least in terms of the channel, and I'm going to start talking about, what's going on in my life kind of deal. But, lastly for the channel, I am intending to bring back Napoleon Total War in a Let's Play in some shape or form. But I want to bring it back in style. I want to, bring it back in something kind of epic and grandiose. And I'm actually working on, a video for that. So, it'll be done when it's done. Not going to promise anything, but expect a return of the Napoleon Total War Let's Play in, a lot of flair and flash and style than you've been used to. So, that's it for the channel. Maybe you guys want to know what the hell's going on in my life, because a lot of people seem to do. So, I started taking my classes and everything. I do actually have a drink this time. It's a Slurpee. And, you might be wondering why there's no Soviet flag in the backdrop. It's really late at night here, and the lighting in that other room is not good, so I had to move into the bedroom. Anyway, actually, just grabbed a bunch of my textbooks, so I'll talk about a couple classes that I'm taking. First off is my Russian grammar book. And this book is pretty epic. It's, a big, thick book with plenty of Russian exercises, and it's got a pretty substantial Russian to English dictionary in the back. It's a great book. It's an old book, though. It was made in 1975, so it constantly refers to the Soviet Union. And I remember there was there are sentences in there that you have to translate, like Russian sentences you have to translate into English, and English sentences you have to translate into Russian. And one of the English sentences you had to translate into Russian was something like, "It's always good when a woman is in the kitchen." And I'm like, man, that's brutal. That's really brutal. It tells me how old that book really is. But anyway, Russian is good as always. We're actually reading Russian literature now, which is really cool. I'm reading through a book called Teman, which is kind of like this weird kind of ghost story about this town in the Caucasus and a Russian. It's set in like the early 1900s or something, and a Russian officer comes through, and then he kind of gets sucked into the weirdness that is this town and that kind of deal. So that's cool. And next up, I just thought I'd show off Psychology of Music, which I took because it sounded really interesting. Thus far, it has not been interesting at all. I mean, like, it sounds like such a cool subject, like psychology of music. Like, man, I was all over that. But thus far, it's been really boring, actually. It's been like, this is how we measure sound and frequency and hertz and all that good stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, this is really boring. This is not something I thought I signed up for, but I'm in it now, and there's no turning back. So next up, this one's is my ethical theory book for philosophy, which is actually really cool. Like, this book is awesome. Like, it's just a really cool read. Like, this is like $100 book, and my philosophy teacher is amazing. Like, the guy's just hilarious. Like, he's just a joy to listen to, and it's always good when you get a professor like that. That's just a lot of fun to listen to. And although he kind of has a tendency to ramble on and on and on, and he'll be rambling on and on and on about something you think is unrelated, and then he'll take that point that's unrelated and he'll whip it back around to what he was talking about an hour before, and it'll just blow your mind how he was able to, connect these 2 points somehow in his head. But this book's cool. Just has lots of different works from different philosophers. We just did Nietzsche last class, and that guy was a total frickin' whack job, I think. And in the back, there's actually something I'm thinking of doing for my coffee house videos. It has a bunch of ethical case studies, essentially, like tough ethical questions, and where people stand on them, and that kind of deal. I'm reading through them all right now. Right now, I'm reading A Defense of Abortion, and anyone who knows, who's watched my coffee house channels knows that I think abortion is a boring debate, and it's a really frivolous one, but it's an interesting read nonetheless. But there's a whole bunch of other cool stuff in here that I'm thinking of bringing into the coffee house channel. Like, I don't know, there's one basically for the meaning of life. Essentially, like, some guy's writing about what the meaning of life is. And that's cool. And lastly, I haven't even opened this book yet, but this is my Business Essentials book. I took a Business 101 class because, one, well, my dad really wanted me to take a business class. And two, I thought it would be something useful to have. Like, just having the fact that you took a business class on your resume is just something that looks good. And I thought it might actually help me with the channel in some form, because the business side of things is something I've always been really terrible at, stuff like making money and, that kind of deal. So maybe it might actually help me, find some kind of way to make, a profit of what I do. But the teacher there was actually, he was a really cool guy too. And we got into the first lecture we had. He was talking about, the economic systems, and then it was talking about, like, capitalism versus communism, and me and him, of course, got into a little scuffle there. But it was cool because he would actually, like, sit and talk about it and debate about it a little bit. Some professors won't do that. They'll just kind of ignore you and move on. But, he actually sat and he listened to me. And, we went back and forth a little bit. And on some points, because when someone who's been indoctrinated in this capitalist society starts talking about communism, they say a lot of things that are just, misconceptions or just plain wrong. And, I had to, stop it and say, that's not the case at all. And a lot of times he would say, okay, maybe I need to learn a little bit more about this stuff and actually admit he was wrong. In other cases, if he thought he was right, he would still pursue the point. And I thought that was really cool, just having a professor that, a professor who will also admit he's wrong, but when he, wants to, he'll stick to his guns, and if he thinks he's right, he'll stick to his guns and defend that point. So I had a lot of fun in that class at the first point. So that was really cool. So, those are the classes I'm taking. That's my suite for this next 3 months. we'll see what happens in the next 3 months. But other than that, I just thought I'd talk to you about a couple other things. First off, I think it's in here. If it's not, then you know what, F it. But I thought I had lost my passport, which is never a good thing. Nah, probably, I don't think it's in here. Anyway, I thought I had lost my passport, right? But when we moved, I found it again. And now that I have my car back and everything, I was thinking of doing like some kind of video, because the town I'm living in is very, very close to the American border. It's like a 10-minute drive from the American border. So now that I got my passport, I thought I'd do some kind of video feature where I get to go and visit the foreign country of America, and get to see, even though of course I've been to America before, but I just thought it would be a cool video, that, or I would kind of go around here and nearby towns and kind of ask Canadians what they thought on a bunch of political and fundamental issues, and then go to America and ask them the same questions and see if, like, just going an hour across the border, people's responses were different at all. I thought that would be a really cool cool feature to do. The only problem is, like, if you're going to come up to people and start asking these kind of questions, they're not always going to sit and talk to you. But, it's something I'd like to do in the future. Maybe not in, like, in the next couple months or something like that. But I thought it'd be cool. Now that I got my passport, it's definitely something I could do. And besides that, I should also mention that I've actually been working on t-shirt designs. And I don't know if, like, people would actually, anyone would actually, buy them or whatever. But I've been talking with a bunch of different people on designing t-shirts and whatever. I've got a couple different designs. So this is all kind of in the works. But now that I moved back to Abbotsford, I got a buddy of mine who's really good with that artistic and graphical stuff that I was never really good at. And I've been talking to him, and he says he's got some stuff he needs something to do in his spare time. So I thought, okay, I got a whole bunch of stuff that I can get you to do in your spare time if you want to do it for me. So, I'm basically conscripting one of my buddies to be to help me do a little bit of artistic work on this channel. So that'll be cool as well. And other than that, I don't think I've got a lot more to say. Oh, actually, that reminds me, something I wanted to talk about, but I always seem to keep forgetting, is people keep wondering what is the deal with my theme song, what's happened to it, what's happened to the intro. The intro's in limbo. I want to change it somehow, and I was actually talking with a guy who was composing some music for me, and he did a good job, but the song that he created, I thought, just didn't fit my aesthetic. I don't think I could ever make or find a better song that fits my aesthetic than Stalin by Fire Lake. So I was actually thinking, okay, what if I were to go to those guys and actually ask if I could buy the rights to that song, so I could own the song, and it would actually be my song. It would be my intro, that I owned the rights to, which I think would be phenomenal. I could say it's actually my song, not somebody else's. So the intro's in limbo. I want to see if I can get the rights to that song, and then recreate it to be something a little bit more up to date, and put more game footage in there and that kind of stuff. But anyway, I think I rambled on long enough, so just wanted to keep you guys posted. I'll try and get some more and try and finish up that StarCraft video, and we'll also keep the ball rolling on EU3, and hopefully sooner or later, maybe, I'm not promising anything, start up the Mafia 2 Let's Play again, if there's still demand for it out there. Because if there's still demand for it, I will do that. But anyway, I think that's it. So thank you guys for watching. It's been Joseph, Stalin, signing off, and I'll see you guys later.